Heidi-ho! I've been watching too much Family Matters. Anyway, it's time for book 8 of the Earthborn Saga, The Phantoms of Wrath. Let me get comfy. I got this little desk from Temu, but I needed it. So, alright, everyone returns to the Sentinel? I don't know. Everyone returns to everybody, basically. We had to say goodbye to Lily and Rumus last time. Rumus gave over his empire and to Hunt, and Hunt is now the emperor. Hunt married Mafalda, and now they've all come back to the ship and kind of are updating everybody, and they're about to leave. The nebula is being used as like a power plant by Khelmatoth. We do get a recap. Uranus warns them about some things. Khelmatoth is aware something just shifted, and so he has a big pawn moving. I think it's to Earth, because he doesn't exactly, I think, know what's going on, but he's working on it. And the Dark Realm has given up on Khelmatoth and completely disbanded from him. I guess, I don't know, I think that's what I'm looking for. So, yeah, Hunt finds a sarcophagus, basically, and opening it up, it has a Rithian in it, which is just another alien. He was a great engineer. His name is Remath. And Francis and him don't like each other. They do not get along, which is really, really spicy. Not spicy, but like, it's a lot of tea, and they do not like each other, and I like it. And Mafalda and Hunt kind of have a heart-to-heart and talk about everything. He doesn't love her like he loved Lily, but he's also about to leave, and they just got married. So it's like, it's a marriage of convenience, obviously, because the Dreamers demanded that they get married and he take over the empire before they helped him. Sleepers attack Kreshi, finish off the Kalash. They find 3 priests on the planet that they're on. Hunt does, and he disposes of them. We get a new face, James Waters. He goes to pick up Hunt, and now he's his personal, like, driver or flyer. Oh, and then he also, on this planet that he's on, Hunt sees a mass of flesh and figures out they're trying to rebuild the Devourer. Also, destiny has been altered. Something's been shoved off course because the Dreamers are now a part of everything. The Dreamers, if I remember correctly, kind of hold this place in balance. They don't specifically get involved, but now they kind of have to because they come with Khelmatoth. Remath also apparently worked on the machine that was supposed to ascend the Fosath. It didn't work, obviously. And that is one reason they're trying to do it. The Fosath are trying to atone for all the sins they committed, because they ended up being not good and all that. But now, who they have to talk to, I remember, is a Fosath. He has been reached out to by the Reformer, saying that their path to paradise will not be blocked for all who go against Khelmatoth. So they have a chance at ascending once more, which was their whole deal. They wanted to ascend, that was the point of everything that they were doing, and then they were unable to do it because of the atrocities that they committed. But now the Reformer, who is kind of over like everything, is like, nah, if you fight, you're allowed into the Promised Land, basically. And eventually they agree to help. Hunt now has a bunch of sleepers following him around, which are just creatures. It's just a legion of creatures. I picture all these things as shadows. I don't think I'm picturing him right. Anyway, he loses 2, feels that. He's also decked out in like awesome armor and has an awesome shadow sword, which is cool in my head. Like, he looks like, I don't know, I feel like Bloodborne, whatever. Like the way you look in Bloodborne. I don't know. I haven't played Bloodborne, but that's how he looks in my heart. Anyway, he goes to this other world taken over by Khelmatothians, and he kind of peels through them, and then they're using this paste to bring the dead back to life. Basically, Khelmatoth is creating zombies. What he has to do, Hunt has to do, is like cut off where this paste is, and then the body is rendered useless. He goes into the center of this planet, and he meets this giant monstrosity that's covered in this paste. It's too much to even peel off. It's basically just referenced as a juggernaut. It's 100 feet tall, and he just, you know, rips a hole through space and steps through it after giving Hunt some wisdom of he will not succeed. But there is a thing about this creature, is that there's a possibility he could be turned against, so that's a plus. Also, on another planet, he finds a dragon, like a dead dragon, and has to hack it up so that Khelmatoth will not use it. But dragon, there are dragons, there are dragons, there are dragons. Hunt ends up on the brink of death at one point and gets to talk to Uranus, and Uranus, Alaroth alludes to the approaching death. No one knows what that is. We don't know much about it, but we hear it about 2 or 3 times through the book, but it's called The Approaching Death. I don't know what that is. I'm scared to find out. What I'm thinking, it might be like the end of the universe, maybe? I don't know. It's called The Approaching Death. The rest of the crew, I also realized that we don't see Grimiko in this at all, so maybe next book. I don't know. The rest of the crew goes to a Quiche Forbidden shipyard on, it's called Rashiv Solana, which is a planet in a nebula. It's supposed to be out of the way, no one can get to it kind of thing. No one can see it on their radars, I think is what I'm looking for. They are the androids from whatever. They were created by the Quiche Forbidden. They take care of humans, etc. Or they like humans, whatever. There was a theory that the androids killed their creators. Later, it turns out that's not true, but I'll save that for the next book to explain, I guess. We also learn a bit more about Krancis, because we kind of see him. Krancis has great aim with guns, so that's cool. Every book, he just gets cooler. I love Krancis. At first, I was like, who this guy? But I was super interested. I'm like, he's great. They hook up Remath to this machine that creates weapons and ships and all that, or designs, whatever. And the Quiche Forbidden androids will start assimilating those and putting those together. Anyway, Remath is kind of slowing down, and Krancis delves into his mind, finds a remnant of the creators of the androids that reveal something about the androids. Also, there's a little bit of romance for Welter, which I'm so happy for him. Good job, Welter. He's a little rough around the edges, especially after losing, can't remember if it was daughter or granddaughter, I think it was a daughter. Oops. But no, I'll save that for next time. Welter has a weird dream, so Lamara delves into his psyche, where a warning of the Quiche Forbidden waits to be careful of trusting the androids completely because of stuff. Long story short, if the Khelmatothians get a hold of the Quiche Forbidden creators, or the Quiche Forbidden that created the androids, and or the androids, the universe will be in peril because they are the smartest creatures in the universe, like unparalleled. Suddenly, a bunch of ships appear and just plummet onto the shipyard. We don't know where they came from, but they just kind of appeared. No one should be able to find this place, but allegedly, because the Dreamers came out, it made the planes, the walls between parallel universes or universes that sit next to each other thinner, making it easier for things to accidentally pass through. And so that's what happened. Krancis actually talks to this ship and they figure out how to communicate. And Krancis is on edge and he makes Remath make all these things to repair their ship, which, by the way, these are aliens that have integrated their being with these ships. So they are not an organic being, they are ships with brains, basically. Krancis is on edge and he is not happy and he is pushing Remath to his limits. They finally get the ship fixed, but as they're doing this, the aliens just get a lot quieter and don't start talking to them without a word. Also, Mafalda doesn't like them. There's also these like crazy creatures on the Quiche Forbidden place that have snuck in through the alien ship as like scouts, but Krancis was like, you guys can take care of them, I'm busy. It was great. And Tegan shows up again, that's all, to take care of these creatures. That's the end of that little storyline for this book. And then there's Hunt. He finds a ship that looks like a prisoner ship and they're able to get onto it. They find, oh that's right, they find people. It is a prisoner ship, but it was also like a kind of stasis chamber, but kind of like a hospital. What am I looking for? I wrote it down. Medical ship. It's a medical ship for the warriors that take care of the ship or whatever. And the coolest thing happens, well, I can't tell you. It is so cool. And I was like, what? It's really cool. Also, there are a bunch of fighting scenes, so those are cool. They get another band of creatures to help them fight Khelmatoth. So dragons and another cool thing and more lore and background and Krancis, and it's so cool. I really enjoyed this book. I took a little break between 7 and 8 just because I went to church camp and I was helping out with that and I needed some time for that. So I took about a month off between reading and doing things. So, you know, but I'm really glad I'm back into this. I have this to read and I am excited for the rest of this series. It's a big build up, but it's not in a way that is boring or anything, and you're learning so many things. It's so much fun. I've really enjoyed this series. I hope you check it out. If you are interested, the link in the description are below. Along with the link, you can go check it out. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.